Good morning, Rox here, the Growth and Joy Alchemist. Today you've got the ponderings of my mind. Good luck. Tickets to my world are free, by the way. So I did something I did most Saturdays, but a little bit differently. So I dropped my daughter off at work, and then I usually run into Greg's and grab myself a coffee, sometimes something to eat as well. Little Saturday morning ritual. Anyway, this morning, Greg's near me, the road was closed, feeling a little bit lazy, but also kind of, lazy is probably not the right word. I was like, I was looking forward to that. Actually, I'm going to go to the nicer one, a little bit further away, eat in, treat myself, you know. So it felt more expansive. Whereas I could have parked around the corner and gone and got my Greg's, but no. That's another reason. It's because they've got amazing new wicked travel mugs, and I bought one. I'd show you, but it's over there, can't reach it. Anyway, back to the point. Come on, stay focused. So I went into Greg's, got myself some breakfast and a coffee, sat there eating it, and I'm looking round, and it dawned on me I was the only lone woman sitting in. Okay, interesting. So then I looked and I counted. There were 3 couples and there were 6 individual men eating, drinking alone. Drinking as in coffee or whatever. And I thought, well, I wonder why that is. You know, why is that? And I thought, I wonder if it's like related to sort of the suppression of the feminine and the witch wound, which obviously it could well be. Obviously logical reasons too, thinking about it. Saturday morning, so it was quite early, a lot of women are going to be sort of getting up with kids and stuff, and a lot of men could be out working. Sounds very sexist, and I'm only generalising just to put logic into it. And I sort of looked and I thought, yeah, just a handful of these men could be on the way to work. Not that women don't work Saturdays. In fact, it's probably more common. And I thought it could be that women are more frugal, thinking, well, you know, I can make my own breakfast at home. Why am I going to go out and eat? Also, I thought the majority of the men on their own were a little bit older, sort of a certain age. So I thought, is it because that they're not the cook? Do you know what I mean? It could also, that could play a part, couldn't it? Maybe their cooking capabilities aren't up there. But then I suppose, and also it could be frugal in some ways, in that the breakfasts are really quite reasonably priced. You couldn't buy bacon, egg, rolls, etc. for what they sell you one for, and if you're not going to use it, it is then a waste, isn't it? So, you know, that could all play a part. So yeah, sat there pondering it, and it got me thinking about a time, maybe 10 years ago. My daughter was 5 or 6, so we'd been out for the day, the 2 of us. Had a really nice time, wandered around some shops, been out in nature, out in the New Forest, and she said to me, can we go out for dinner on the way home? I went, oh no, we can't do that. And she was like, oh, why not? I was like, well, because it's only us 2. And even then my brain's then thinking, why is that a reason? You know, why is that a reason? Thinking, well, at the time, I couldn't imagine as a single mum taking my child out for dinner on my own. But when I really thought about that, there'd be plenty of single dads taking their kids out, wouldn't there? And I suppose it's more of a done thing because, again, traditionally, if kids were living with their mums and then they're visiting their dads do tend to take them out more, don't they? But I also thought, well, actually, though, still, what's the difference? Why is that okay? And obviously nobody, you know, it's not a hard, fast rule, is it? But it was a rule I'd made in my own head, what I would now call a brawl, which is a bullshit rule. Oh, sorry. So, yeah, I kind of thought about that, and I thought, oh, that's a real kind of sort of suppressed way of thinking, isn't it? It's probably stemmed down from female lineage, that that we just don't do things like that. You know, wouldn't it have been safe years gone by, wouldn't it, to be for a woman to be sort of seen in that way? And over time, I kind of made it a thing to break that rule, do those things on my own that you wouldn't perhaps traditionally do as a single mum, because I thought, well, obviously break the rule, but why? I don't want my daughter thinking that as a female, you were limited to what you could do, where and when, because there's no differences. And this hasn't come from anybody else making me feel that way. It was a sort of ingrained way of thinking. So now we'll go out for dinner, the two of us, or and I'll go out on my own. It's why not? But yeah, it got me thinking how it does relate directly from the witch wound, doesn't it? So my question to you is kind of like, has this showed up for you? Have you stopped yourself or suppressed yourself because of old stories that are ancient now as well, or through limited thinking, through beliefs that you didn't even realise you have? And what are your thoughts on this linking to the witch wound? Yeah, just thought it was an interesting topic, so I'd come on and share. And with that in mind, I do have something in the pipeline to tell you about, you know, what the witch wound is, how it still shows up and might be affecting you, and what we can do about that. So keep your eyes peeled. It's in the process of becoming right now. But yeah, I will announce it here when it's ready to go. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Have an amazing weekend.